Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. Bet $5. Get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code Leading Off. It's me, Joey P. That's the Welsh. It's you, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jacks. We'll make this show run. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welsh, another day, another Yankee pitching performance to lead the show off with. Here we go. That guy who tweeted us yesterday about, I'm not going to listen tomorrow because Joe's going to talk about Gerrit Cole and I'm a Yankee fan. Well, I don't think he's listening today either.
I wish I wasn't listening or here. I'm on something like everything I say right now is just poop down the drain. It is it is crazy. Obviously, we're going to talk about Luis Gil. I was appointment watching yesterday. I put on the game and I'm like, all right. I was pumping myself up. I'm like, you got this, Welsh. You got this. You got this. Like I was pitching for Luis Gil. I just needed Luis Gil to have the good game. So we couldn't start the show like this. And then I had the worst betting day I probably had in forever. I'm actually thinking of, after the show, going to get some sage. And we might do a saging session, depending how today goes for tomorrow.
Exercise the demons. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to know more about Andrew here. In the chat, I took Joe Pizza's advice and I shipped Cole out before he returned. Thanks, Joey P. You're the best.
Oh, you're the best.
You're the best, Andrew.
You're the best.
Can't wait for the Reaper outfit, he says. Andrew, I'm just curious, please, in the chat, tell us what you got for Cole. I'm curious what those deals look like in reality, not in fantasy or
like, oh, Joe, I got Eric Fetty. Aren't you proud of me? I did.
Well,
great.
That's the thing. Like, let's see who we got. And yes,
let me ask you this.
Was there.
I
love when everybody discovers pizza, haha. Like I never heard that my entire life. Like the first person, there's Lucas going, thinks this is like the greatest thing ever, right? Did you think that like when I was 7 years old, I wasn't hearing this in elementary school? Come on.
LOL.
And then Little Caesars disappeared for a long time. They kind of like fell off the map. I don't know if they went like chapter 11. Then they made a big comeback in the last like 20 years.
Yeah.
And now it's back around.
But yesterday actually it's going to be today on the In This League Fantasy Baseball podcast, we had Justin Mason on and we redrafted the first 4 rounds if it were starting today. The question is, do you think Gerrit Cole made those 4 rounds?
No.
You're damn right he did. You are damn right he did. And guess which one of the 3
was you and Mason doing it? The cockeyed optimists of fantasy baseball. Not me. I'm the hardened realist. Okay, here we go. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to bring it right up here. He got Cole, Brian De La Cruz, and Anthony Volpe for Duran, Yamamoto, who ended up getting hurt, which isn't great, and CJ Abrams. So, theory, when this deal went down, Yamamoto was still healthy. Yamamoto, Duran, and Abrams is a pretty good haul for Cole and Volpe, I think. I think it's a pretty good haul.
Yeah. The theory, a lot of this, the theory was great. Abrams is.
What the hell was that? What is that? What's happening?
What's happening?
I don't know.
Hold on. Asking about Gerrit Cole. AI. It's coming.
What?
Skynet.
Where
did that come from?
This has happened before on the show where weird stuff. I have no idea where that's coming from.
Say, what do you think about Gerrit Cole, Siri?
Siri, what do you think about Gerrit Cole? I don't have an iPhone. Well, I do. It's my camera, but what? That was weird.
Weird.
That
was Siri. You said you don't have Siri?
Is this it? Did I push a button? No, this isn't on. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I don't know how that came from. It must be the iPhone. It must have heard me say something and started to click in. And that's never happened on a show. And I do 5,000 shows a day. That is weird.
Well, it's the AI initiative. It's the AI initiative that's coming in here.
Well, AI is taking an initiative and it's taking over the show, as Goose
said. That trade was fine. AI, I think, agree. AI needed to be heard, and that happened. Let's talk about Luis Gil, though, for a minute. Are you ready to do that? Because I
got goosebumps. I'm a little scared to keep doing the show. I don't know.
I know. I was a little. The things in my 10 years, by the way, of like doing podcasting and stuff that have happened inside of studios. Like I like giant moth, like the Mothman attacked me one time and having like robot series take over. Like that was super weird. I want to hear what it said. We'll have to listen back. Don't listen to it backwards because it might be like, I'm coming for you, Joe. Oh, it sounded crazy. All right. So the game, Luis Gil was not on his best stuff. First inning, it was no strikes. One thing I noticed right off the bat, it literally was just nothing but balls. He had an under 30%, under 30% percentage on his pitches, 20% on his secondaries, 30% on his fastball. So it was garbage. Second inning was clean. Third inning, he gave up the homer. And then it just kind of kept tallying from there. His in total ended up having his fastball was down a little bit. He had 6 total whiffs in the game, a 16% whiff rate based on 37 in a row swings he had. He did improve the zone percentage, but like, hand up, I'm just wrong right now because I was such a defender of Luis Gil. He does look gassed. He didn't have his stuff, and the only thing I wanted to know was what level will they go? They gonna do the stupid throw him into the bullpen and do this and do, or are they just gonna like let him have a blow, like Joe would say, and just have a rest and then get back into the rotation? That's what I'm hopeful for, and that can save my Luis Gil takes. But listen, it wasn't good. He didn't look great. It wasn't his best stuff. And I bet my ass on the Yankees yesterday that they were not gonna have the Mets
drop due to the Mets own the Yankees. What universe is this? But I love it. Fun fact. You like fun facts? You like numbers, Welsh?
Yeah, sure.
Luis Gil has given up 18 earned runs in his first 80 innings. Over his last 5 2/3, he's given up 12. That's stunning. And look, we all knew regression was going to happen anyway. He wasn't going to have a sub-2 ERA the whole season. Like, that stuff wasn't going to happen. But this is not rocket science. This is, how are baseball players and specifically pitchers trained now? It's an incremental innings increase over a certain amount of time. And he has hit this. The wall was staring us in the face for weeks now. And it was very hard to move off of it because he was so good and he looked so fantastic. And it felt so good to be so right for those people who drafted him. And I told you that story in my keeper league. I said a month ago to the guy, I said, look, Gil's going to hit a wall in a couple of weeks. I'm offering you 3 legitimate pitchers here for the guy who's a buck, and I want to rebuild in this league. And he was like, nah, I just want to see it out here with Gil. And I was like, all right. Now, after this second, I didn't offer him after last week, but after this one, I might go back and try one more time and say, are you sure now? Can you hear me now?
I do think the seeing it out still isn't like the worst play. But again, it's like anything else. We're talking about the Garrett Cole stuff. If you're like, I'll go Eric Fetty, like, no, thanks. I'd hold that out. No, thank you. If you're getting at that time, Yamamoto and CJ Abrams, like, okay, that's
if you're getting CJ Abrams for Gil rest of season, I'm taking CJ Abrams.
Well, yeah, but that's a high end hitter. But I would probably still rather sit this out and see what happens with it if they can manage. I mean, yes, his innings are up, and that is an obvious thing that's been our face. But I will just still point you out when you look, it is still an elite batting average against even on this short term. His expected ERA is right in line with the 3 ERA. Regression happened. I've been calling this for Imanaga for, weeks and weeks, and then bam, just getting blasted, and his ERA is starting to come back up. It doesn't mean they're going to be done. But you know what? I'm an idiot, so don't listen to me right now. I cannot properly function with the Yankees. I tried to prop them up, but everything I say is wrong on the Yankees.
Brett Anderson nailed it. I warned you.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, my God. If we could get your phone to just randomly go, Joe, I warned you.
Welsh, what is happening?
I don't know.
It did not come from my phone. It had to have come from the camera phone. But what did it pick up that I said for the first?
Sometimes headphones, headphones, you can do the volume.
Yeah, but I have the crappy old ones that are plugged right into my computer. They're not even into the. It's very weird.
I don't know. Something's gonna happen to you.
It was very weird. I'm looking, like you said, the Terminator could be here any moment here. I say he gets sent down to the AAA through the month of July, and he's a 2 or 3 inning pitcher. That's what I think he's going to be. Because I don't think you want him in the bullpen. I don't think you want him up and down a million times. That's asking for injury. I think you want him every 5th day. I think they're going to do that weird Max Meyer thing. And, the Yankees are on tenuous ground right now. Aaron Judge, luckily, he's still good. 2-run homer for him. Number 30, Shohei Ohtani. If you just keep picking Ohtani and Judge every day, you had to be doing well in the home run contest. Ohtani 1 yard again.
Not
He's at
me.
25. Gavin Stone in that game, a complete game shutout.
So
My
good.
God, talk about saving the bacon of a rotation. 7 Ks against, I know it was a White Sox. I don't care. He's been great. He's got 2.73 ERA, a 1.12 whip, 70 strikeouts, 25 walks, and 89 innings. He is not a big-time strikeout pitcher, but this dude is a real pitcher on a very good team. And Gavin Stone deserves a lot more credit than he's getting in fantasy circles right now. Well,
Gavin Stone. Stone. What was that song? I just completely.
Like Audio Slave?
Yeah.
In your rotation, I long to be.
Yeah. Gavin Stone. That was
open sessions, patiently. I wait for my dude, Gavin Stone. I wait for you there alone.
This is where AI needs to come in. It'll be like, no, please stop. Gavin Stone. No, it was you actually did a very good job. I don't know. 10 swing
Angelo, enough.
Yeah,
I love you people. I love Peanuts and Cracker Jacks give me crap. I love you guys. I love every single one of you. This is the best time. We have the best time. I love this. You're the best.
Gavin Stone, this is a wild one. He had just 56 swings on pitches. Swings. Now, obviously, the whiff rate was low. It was only 18% on that bad boy. Sinker, slider, changeup, as he does. It was a pretty even distribution on the secondaries versus the sinker. But here's my question for you. Would you rather have rest of season Gavin Stone or Luis Heel? Gavin Stone under the same inning pitched issues if you're going to play that game.
What's Gavin Stone's high watermark in AAA?
Okay, so let's
combine total.
Man, in AAA.
See, I want to combine totals. See, the problem with Heel is that it was 2019 where he got to that 90 inning mark or whatever it is. That's a long time ago. I mean, that's a very long time ago. And he's had other issues. He's had other injuries in the past too. Stone, I'm looking at the innings cumulative total. The high watermark was 2022, 121. I'll take my chances with Gavin Stone pushing to 150. I will take my chances with that. And Victor, we hurt Victor's feelings because we were having fun. Bro, these guys joke, or this guy's joke more than talking MLB. Victor, spell check first of all, Victor. And second of all, yeah, we can have fun and talk baseball at the same time. Like, what are you doing? You can't walk into a gum. Like,
it's been known. What people want us to do is come on here and just cater to their specific question.
Check his exit velocity every 5 seconds, perhaps.
I will say this: Gavin Stone is phenomenal this year, 270, but he is already at 90 innings pitched. So, you're closing it now. Heel has reached kind of his marker where Stone hasn't quite. You could probably push Stone to 150, but I just think it's interesting because I
think you can easily push him to 150.
And you also know that they're going to do a 6-man rotation, and that kind of gives you a better feel for like him not being pushed to a bullpen or being completely pushed out. And
frankly, need for Gavin Stone, I think, is almost greater.
Right there. That's exactly what's
Kershaw is in peril. Bobby Miller certainly in peril. Walker Buehler is on the IL. He's terrible. And Yamamoto is hurt. I mean, Gavin Stone has, you're a card guy. You're a poker guy, Welsh. That's a lot of outs left. Like, that's a lot of turns in the cards left where you're like, Gavin Stone can still get you a straight flush here.
Yeah, he's just on the flop right now, where Luis Heel, unfortunately, is turning on the river. So that's where things get like a tiny bit difficult. But the thing, and I know like everybody is easily going to just sit in here and most of them in the chat are just like, oh, Gavin Stone. I'm not saying it's not Gavin Stone, but you also got to look at the strikeout upside for Luis Heel, which has been absolutely elite of elite this season.
Yeah.
Gavin Stone's under 20%. He's not an elite strikeout guy. I mean, he had 56 swings on pitches last night and 10 of them induced whiffs. So like that's going to happen. They both have powerful offenses. But the Dodgers maybe create a little bit more wiggle room, and there's a little bit more floor for innings for Gavin Stone.
Good day for the Orioles. Grayson Rodriguez, 2 runs, 7 innings, and Gunnar Henderson, 3 for 4 with a homer, cleaned up on the betting side with Gunnar Henderson on the total bases on the RBI prop. Boom. Smashed yesterday. I think it was 4-0 yesterday or 3-1 yesterday. Smashed it though. So we're going to get back to work today. Fun game between the Mariners and the Rays too. Pepio, 8 strikeouts. George Kirby, 7 strikeouts. And that's the thing, when you have the pitching depth of the Mariners, Castillo has a bad start. And next day, who is it? George Kirby steps up. And that's why I think the Mariners are going to be a playoff team no matter what happens. Just get some more offense. Here's some fun stuff. Reynolds extends his hitting streak to 23 consecutive games. Matthew Liberatore, 6 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts for him. So Welsh, he came in here from the bullpen to make a little starty start. Do you think with all these old farts in that Cardinal rotation, maybe they should let him make another one?
Should they let him make another one? Yeah, I mean, potentially. I think he's going to be like super successful this year? I used to be a big back in high school. I actually watched him pitch in high school out here in Arizona. He was a local kid,
Arizona kid
against Nolan Gorman. He just has never had the stuff. What I'm doing here, I'm also padding for time to see where some of the changes have gone. This is interesting, and this is something we have seen. See, it's a little bit different. Like Hunter Green, was like heavy fastball, needed to get secondaries, and a big success story we saw was when he turned around and started throwing his slider more than his fastball. That hasn't ever really been necessarily the case on Matthew Liberatore, but what he is doing, is in that he needed to, offset his fastball. But he is throwing his slider the most now. So the pitch mix change, I want to make sure I articulated that, was he's essentially dumping the curveball, which had a 33% whiff rate last year and a pretty good batting average against, to go slider 1, 45% whiff rate on his slider this year. He throws it 28% of the time. Fastball is your setup pitch, which you're throwing for strikes. He's got that sinker in year of the I thought this was the year of the splitter. It might be the year of the sinker, which he is throwing that about the same. And then he's added a cutter in this season, which is just another fastball establishment pitch. So at the end of the day, he's kind of a 2-pitch pitcher. It's a version of a fastball and a slider. The slider has been so good. You know what? As I'm looking at this, because I had not really broken him down, maybe. His expected ERA is sub 4. That's not bad. Barrel rate against and hard hit. It's manageable. It screams like 5th starter type of stuff. I actually might be down. I might be down for Matthew Liberatore. I think he does get some other opportunities. I might be down to even stream him against the right team, like the Marlins or something.
Yeah. Brian, by the way, is pushing your buttons because he wants me to sing Gavin Stone and Me in Counting Crows voice.
Oh, Gavin Stone
and me. We're gonna be big stars. Yeah. I love it. He says, yeah.
Change-ups.
I love it. Noel Gorman, by the way, also fun. 0-for-3. 2 more strikeouts for him.
Best friend with Liberatore, by the way. The best friend.
Is it time to replace Nolan Gorman if you're the Cardinals? Real quick.
They can. I don't think they will, but they can.
Where do they go? Where do they go?
Oh, well, Tommy Edman just got re-hurt. Brendan Donovan can play second base. They could move Mason Wynn there. They've got Thomas Sagasi in the minors. Speaking of prospecting with the Welsh, that would be a guy that could take that, but I don't think
that soon. All right, let's get to some prospecting with the Welsh here real quick. Rookie stuff. Spencer Arrighetti, 10 strikeouts. What happened there? How'd that happen? Here we go. Try again. Jhonkensy Noel got called up, hit a home run. Remember, he had an 1,100 OPS at Columbus, 295, 359, 578/18 bombs. Brett Baty, speaking of bombs, 6th home run in 15 games for AAA. Shane Boz, another strong start for him at AAA, working his way back, 2 runs and 6 hits over 5 innings. Tyler Black was on the bench again. Spencer Torkelson, 3-for-4 Black, with 2 home runs in AAA. And that's not the only good news. Your boy Parker Meadows, 285, 378, 519 since his demotion. So look for those Detroit Tigers to start coming up again soon. And they're not the only guys who are going to make some impact pretty soon here when it comes to some of the youth in Major League Baseball, because it's time for prospecting with the Welsh. He's got a pickaxe and he's been down on that farm mining prospects for your pleasure. Welsh, who do you like this week that you want to talk about that people need to put on their radars from the prospect pool?
All right, I got a theme for this week's prospecting with the Welsh, because I am going to talk about players, obviously, that we kind of know and we've heard about, because the idea of this is the impact players in the near future, and not all prospects just because they come up are necessarily impact. But here is the theme. These are Welsh guarantees. I'm going to put a guarantee next to each one of these guys. So let's kick it off with an obvious name. Hashtag Free James Wood. We're always hashtagging Free James Wood because we need to get him back up in the majors. But he's been hurt, or get him to the majors. He's been hurt, but he is now back in 5 games since returning from his injury. He's hitting 313. So this is the month of June, essentially. Got a homer and has 2 multi-hit games, because you're asking yourselves, Welsh, when will we see James Wood? Will we see James Wood? They also brought up Dylan Cruz. Is there anything that's holding him back? There's so much coverage of him because this is, I think to some degrees, James Wood has taken over this Junior Caminero spot. Like, I think he is more anticipated for James Wood. And I would remind everybody in my previous segments before, why we're re-talking about him as he's back, is that Eddie Rosario is still hitting under 200. Why does that matter as much? The Nationals are 3.5 games out of the wild card right now.
That's crazy.
They're quite a bit in their division.
And they're getting Josiah Gray back soon, too. Another addition to that rotation.
Josiah Gray, they're starting to get that, that health back. And what would help is getting Eddie Rosario, putting him on the bench and bringing up a guy like James Wood, which I've mentioned. He has a great strikeout rate that has lowered. That's been one of his biggest issues. He runs, he hits hard, and he has no split issues. Righty lefties are no problem with some of the swing changes that he's made. So all of that to be said, here's my guarantee. I guarantee James Wood will be up post All-Star break. So much so, I think there's a chance that we get the announcement during the All-Star weekend that James Wood will start with the team. So by the break of the All-Star break, once we return, James Wood will be up in the majors. That's a Welsh guarantee. Guarantees are not necessarily guarantees, and please don't hold him to it, and he might be wrong. All right, that was your disclaimer. Number 2, Orioles Coby Mayo. Again, I know you guys know these players, but Coby Mayo was out. He has been back 11 games in June. Are you ready for this, Joe? He is hitting 462 in the month of June since he has returned from injury, which is ridiculous. He has 3 homers in those 11 games. 4 of his last 6 games have been multi-hit with Coby Mayo. Now, they have so many great players. We know. I mean, Heston Kjerstad. I would have talked about Heston Kjerstad. I would have talked about David Festa. But guess what? We've talked about them, and they're up. But David Festa, a twin. But I'm just talking about overall great prospects. But the Orioles have so many great players in general. And offensively, it's tough. So here's my Coby Mayo guarantee. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Coby Mayo will not be traded. There is no circumstance where he will be traded from this team. No way, Jose.
That's fun.
It's not happening. Coby Mayo will be an Oriole no matter what they do. We talked about this player, Deyvison de los Santos, with Arizona Diamondbacks, who is
got him and Mayo same roster. I'm very excited to hear this one.
He's a monster. Me and Tim Kanak have been calling him the destroyer of worlds at this point, because he has been, but over 2 levels. He's hitting 348 on the season, AA and AAA, 23 homers in June alone. It's all been in Reno. PCL numbers get a little bit inflated. He's hitting 329 with 8 home runs this month. And by the way, he dropped 2 more last night. Eugenio Suarez, as I've mentioned, he's hitting under 200 on the year. And in the month of June, take a guess at what Eugenio Suarez, I think he might have just hit like a bomb the other day. What do you think Eugenio Suarez is hitting so far in June?
Under 200. I don't know, $180.
134. 134. So how much longer the Diamondbacks want to do that, I don't know. So I think Deyvison de los Santos will be up by next week. But the Welsh guarantee, Deyvison de los Santos will be on the Diamondbacks roster post All-Star game. That is an absolute guarantee, if not sooner.
I like that.
2 more. We got pitching ones. We're going back to the Orioles. Chayce McDermott. They already brought Cade Povich up. McDermott is the number 1 pitching prospect as far as what we think can help us in redraft this year, now that David Festa, as we're recording this, is going today. 3.79 ERA on the year, leads AAA in strikeouts, has the 3rd highest swinging strike rate in AAA at 14.1, and the best K percentage minus walk percentage, which is a great number to pay attention to, at 19.4. He's had 8 strikeouts in his last 3 starts. 8 strikeouts in 3 of his last 4 starts. There's no reinforcements coming for the Orioles with all these injuries. So McDermott is like the next guy up if Suarez struggles or Povich struggles. But here's my guarantee. Are you ready for this, Joe? Chayce McDermott does get traded. He will be traded at the deadline, because I fully believe that this team is going to make a move, and this will be the guy at the forefront with probably a Kjerstad. And then finally, I got an offbeat track one for you here. We're going to the Milwaukee Brewers starting pitcher Chad Patrick, who used to be an Arizona Diamondback, which is kind of a throwaway trade player to the Brewers. He's 25 years old, in AAA, 2.76 ERA over his last 12 starts with the Brewers. He's got a 24% K percentage, which is top 10 in AAA, the fourth highest swinging strike percentage in AAA. And over his last 4 starts, he has not given up more than 4 hits in a start and has 6 or more Ks in 3 of 4 starts. I guarantee Chad Patrick is going to be in the Brewers rotation by August. Those are my guarantees. Guarantees may, I don't know if it'll work out.
Oh, is there a disclaimer?
That's my disclaimer. Guarantees are not actual guarantees. 18 or over in Kentucky. Yeah, exactly. No, will apply. Thank you very much. That's prospecting with the Welsh for this week on the impact prospects that you should be paying attention to.
All right, let's pay attention to a little 3 up and 3 down real quick. Dylan Cease, great start for him. 9 Ks, 7 innings. Francisco Alvarez 3 for 3 with a bomb. Jared Kelenic 3 for 5 with a homer. 3 ribbies, 2 and a steal. 3 down. Ryne Nelson 6 runs and 3 2/3. William Contreras 0 for 5. His OPS is now under 800. He has been stone cold. Remember when he was at the top of that? He was like in the number 4 or 5 spot for MVP. Yeah, that did not last. Dallas Keuchel, Welsh, right on time. Gave up 5 runs and 4 innings. There you go. Brewers, you need more than Dallas Keuchel. All right, let's fly through these injuries and get to the bets here. Joey Ortiz came out, neck issue. Lots of neck issues this year. JP France, season-ending surgery on his right shoulder. Jeimer Candelario was out again yesterday with a hamstring tendonitis issue. Bello, his next start's going to be pushed back a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. Gleyber Torres was complaining about groin tightness. We talked about that the other day. He was out of the lineup yesterday. Liam Hendriks, got a bunch of Red Sox stuff here. Liam Hendriks was throwing fastballs from the mound, so that was good. Tristan Casas, remember Tristan Casas? I almost forgot about him. We haven't talked about Tristan Casas in so long. Yeah. He's working way back from rib cartilage injury. He swung a bat in the cage. No issues. That's great.
He also caught the first pitch from the Call Her Daddy, something Cooper. You know, have you ever heard that podcast? Call Her Daddy? Mm-mm. No? Okay. No. You should check it out. It seems like it'd be your style. So
if I Google that, I don't know if that's gonna
Call her. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Alice, I say Alice Cooper, but it's not Alice Cooper.
Like, what is
Alice
happening?
Cooper's like 76, whatever her name
Alice
is.
Cooper, you know, his website, Call Your Daddy. What the hell is happening?
No, the reason I'm saying it though, by the way, is Tristan Casas looked absolutely starstruck by her. Like he looked in love at the mat. You got to see the video of her throwing it. He's the one that catches it, and he looks Alex Cooper. Thank you. Someone put that, not Alice, but he looks starstruck. And I was laughing watching Tristan Casas doing that. By the way, Tristan Casas.
Call Her Daddy. Yeah. Alex Cooper.
Alex
Cooper. You were close. Not Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Similar to Birds on Parade. It's
I think I've seen her. I've seen like clips and stuff like that of her.
But you got to do the video search when you get
is she a comedian?
Because yeah, it's like a comedy podcast.
All right. So I will take a look at
that. But
he
was just he was like
Spencer Turnbull, unfortunately. God, we can't have nice things. He came in, make the start, and then he left with shoulder soreness.
I mean, he's not nice things, but I get your point.
Yeah, but he's like, okay, guy off the waiver wire. Hey, maybe some spot starts for a good team, the Phillies. No, not so much. Reed Detmers. Remember Reed Detmers? Struck out 10 guys. But he gave up 5 runs Tuesday, AAA start. DL Hall, maybe the Brewers are waiting for him. 2 2/3 scoreless innings. We'll see. Maybe you could pick him up. And Anthony Rendon says he's close to returning from the torn left hamstring, but he doesn't want to go on a rehab assignment. He's too good for that.
Of course not.
He doesn't want to do that. Oh, Anthony Rendon, you're so much fun. It's Thursday, and we're coming off a hot Wednesday. It's time for more Best Bets
of Joe's Day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Go over to bet365, bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code leading off. Remember, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. I want to stay hot here. I'm going to go with, this is in the afternoon, Chris Sale, over 7.5 strikeouts against the White Sox. You're getting -115 on this juice. I still like it. White Sox are bad. Austin Riley has been really hot lately. I want to go to him too in the same game. Over 1.5 total bases for him, +105, and over 0.5 RBI at +130. That's what it opened at. It's been fluctuating because it was still TBD. More on Austin Riley later in the show. But again, the last 15 games, the guy's been red hot, finally healthy. Austin Riley, great to see him back. locked and loaded. And then let's go back to Baltimore again because they were so nice to me yesterday. Corbin Burns on the mound. Give me Baltimore on the run line, -1.5 at +104 against the Texas Rangers. That offense continues to struggle. Semien had another 0 for yesterday. So those are my best bets of the day for Thursday. Welsh, what do you got?
I am switching it up because I had a bad one yesterday, a real bad day. And also I was like, let's dive in. And I dove in a little too far into the deep end. So we're going back into the kiddie pool, the shallow, just to the ankles. And what that means is props, where I'm not touching a game line unless you look at my bettingpros.com/Welsh, you might see a game line or two. But here I will not talk about them. It is all props for me today. So we're going to start with a couple strikeout props. Shoto Imanaga will be back. We're going to jump back into the Imanaga after that horrifically bad start. Is a better pitcher-friendly environment. Probably, I mean, might be better to go for a win with the Imanaga because I think the home runs can be held. But Giants kind of a middling team as far as strikeouts go. Imanaga has had 6 or more in like 2 of the last 3 outside of that big blow up. So I like him to bounce back on the strikeout front. 5.5 over. Then we're going to your Orioles, who you just talked about. Corbin Burns. We're going to take the Corbin Burns 5.5 over. This is another one of those situations where 6 is on the books. Matchup, very doable here. And Corbin Burns 5.5. Now I'm going to go into the total base market. A little self-deprecating. Actually, like quite a few players in this Arizona Diamondback Twins game, but give me Royce Lewis. Now I'm going to give you some stats here when Royce Lewis total bases 1.5 over is plus money at +110. Now he doesn't have a hit in his last 3 games, but Royce Lewis is hitting 400 in day games so far this year, which I love that. Or you know what? Yeah, no, I think it's 400 there and against lefties. I know that for a fact. He's hitting 400 against lefties so far this year and is a good destroyer in day games. We get both of those against Jordan Montgomery, who stinks. He's got over 5 ERA. He destroys lefties. So give me the total base over. And then just one other I'm doing a little hits parlay. I haven't done one of those in a while. Austin Riley was actually in my original version of the hits parlay. So for better or for worse, that might be terrifying to you. I'm going Corbin Carroll and Juan Soto to each record 1 hit. Kind of picking on David Festa a little bit. Plus money, plus 104. Just 1 hit for Corbin Carroll and 1 hit for Juan Soto. And that is plus 104 for those 2. If you add Austin Riley, you can get around 2-1 if you would like, but I like to go with 2. Those are my bets. Only props. We're resetting the table and we're getting back in the green.
There you go. Get back in the green or black. In the black. Yeah, both of those things. Well, you know, black means green.
I think green makes more sense.
And orange is the new black, or as it used to be. I don't know what color it is now. But those, my friends, are the best bets of the day for Thursday with Joey P and the Welsh. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel and download the Betting Pros app. Sync your sportsbooks for free. Start betting smarter, not harder. All right, Welsh, yesterday I took your Gunnar Henderson away from you. Did that kind of make you feel bad? Like you got a home run with Gunnar Henderson. Like, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Did that kind of rub you the wrong way?
As soon as I saw it, I was like, all right, come on.
What a jerk. It kind of belittled your home run for the day before.
Yeah.
I'm still hanging on by a thread, though, in this contest. So, Welsh, I'm going with Austin Riley today. I'm just sticking with the theme. Where are you going for your home run call for today?
Give me Ketel Marte. We're going to go with Ketel. I probably should go with Royce Lewis to pick on Jordan Montgomery.
Marte's had a great season, by the way. Another season I don't think we talked about enough.
NL All-Star at second base. You know, something I can throw out to you guys as well. Joe and I are going to be doing a fantasy All-Star team that we're going to be putting out. We haven't exact details of all of it, but fantasy All-Star team, each of our teams will be doing right around the break. And Ketel Marte's got to be on there. He's the NL starting second baseman in the All-Star game, and he has been awesome.
Awesome indeed.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, awesome sauce. All right, we're going to head out so you can watch your day of baseball, but we'll be back again tomorrow to do it all again. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Have a great Thursday. Peace.
Gavin Stone.